Hey Moral Gamers, welcome back. We're taking a look at Blood Knights. This is coming at you for PlayStation 3, PC, might be in a few other places, but those are the ones I'm aware of. How's Blood Knights going to stack up? Let's find out. Now, this game has been vaporware for almost a year. I mean, they said it was coming out in February, and if that was a pushback date from, like, November of last year, and so I'm like, okay, the videos of this one look kind of cool. But unfortunately, though, the game had to be waited and waited and waited. Why are you waiting to the PlayStation 4 release? Come on, guys! Anyway, the story of this one is that you play as a knight who has been bound to a vampire. Why? So the vampire can't kill him and you can kind of take advantage of some of her powers? Sure, okay, we'll roll with this. It doesn't get interesting until the end of the first chapter, in which case he is turned into a vampire. He's turned into a vampire because he made a silly mistake. Alright, now it's getting cool. What's going on here? Well, he then has to learn not only how to be a vampire, but decide whether he's going to relinquish his humanity or if he's going to try and keep striving to be human again. And the balance between this is actually what brings the story to life and brings a nice, deep, rich mythos here. The problem with the story, though, is that it moves in a very monotone, melancholy tone, and the concept is great, but the story itself, though, doesn't move at a pace where it really keeps you gripped. It's more like the standard, we're telling a story from here, and this is the story we're telling. Please enjoy our story. No, come on. Put more enthusiasm. Voice acting needs to be caught up. This game could have been a lot better if they would have done some of that. More production value. Come on, guys. Come on. It's got some pretty cool one-liners like, you know, hey, you're going to get us killed again. You know, some cool one-liners, but for the most part, it's like, hey, come on, a little more production value. Nevertheless, controls. The controls on this one are your standard dungeon crawler. I mean, if you're playing as the knight, you have all the hack and slash, so you're the melee guy. If you're playing as the vampiress, you got the crossbow, so you're pop, 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 you know, shooting. Okay, pretty cool. You got your rogue and you got your warrior. No mage or anything, because they both have their own little vampire moves and stuff like that that you can take advantage of. Cool. Whatever. So, is this the right game for you? And if you like dungeon crawlers, hey, the story and premise here is great. The execution is lacking a little bit, but the story and premise is really what got me hooked. In addition to that, I mean, it does what every dungeon crawler should. It's very solid controls. It's easy to play, easy to pick up. The downside is, though, is that your suck blood is kind of your win button. I mean, it does a little bit too much. First up, if you're sucking blood, all you have to do is just keep suck blood, and you can basically hold enemies up, pull blood away from them, regain some life, and win. Win! Really, guys? On the other hand, though, you also use your blood button as like your force pull, force push to open up secret passages. Okay, whatever. I understand you're trying to make it a little more useful, but they should have toned it down a little bit, made it so that only enemies on the ground or something like that could be sucked dry. Done something to make it a little bit less of a win button. Plus, the AI is a little stupid at times, because if you're on a different level from them, if you're like on a higher cliff or something, they just, where did he go, George? No, come on. They could have fixed a few of those things. Nevertheless, though, like I said, it is a decent game. It's a fun game. And I recommend at least checking out the demo. Morally speaking, this game is one that, the name Blood Knights, lots of blood, lots of blood. Lots of blood in this game. I mean, every time you kill something, it's everywhere. Okay, whatever. We get the notion. It's Blood Knights. You told us it's got blood in it. The other thing is in order to be a vampire, you must dress like a hooker. Yeah, okay, it's a typical fantasy thing where women are over-endowed, their breasts are spilling out of there or whatever, and clothing is so risque. Okay, I get it. You're appealing to the lonely fantasy guy. May not be something good for kids, okay? And then on top of that, there's some profanity. You are using sorcery and magic. You're fighting underworld, undead creatures, werewolves, lycans, a whole mess of demons and stuff like that. And even the weapons themselves are all named after, like, there's Satan's this, or Beelzebub's that, or whatever. It's like, okay, you guys, you really laid the demonology on thick. Whatever. I understand you're trying to sell it. You tried a little too hard there. Nevertheless, though, from a moral standpoint, this may not be one for the family and kids. From a gamer standpoint, hey, I had fun with it, and the concept is what's actually keeping me playing. So remember to check out themoralgamer.com, where we have more reviews, playthroughs, and even commentary on games like this one.
What becomes of her?
The same thing that will become of any vampire, sooner or later. We'll take her with us and burn her at the stake.
Fire. The one certain death.